of the Global Rugby Challenge kicks into gear with a rare lower table clash between the Guardians of the Crib, who will be at home, up against the lowly and unlucky EXETER Chiefs. Hello everyone and welcome along to your home of rugby and the subscriber series, the GRC, where you guys, the viewers, yes, take the field against the world's elite and against each other. Today, we've got the Guardians of the Crib in action for their round 5 fixture against the EXETER Chiefs, and the EXETER Chiefs we'll speak about in just a second, but unlucky for them, they've faced almost every subscriber side so far already this season. For the Guardians of the Crib, however, their recent form has seen them in 6th position, but they have gone through the bye week already, which was in the last round. Before that, their last fixture they took part in was a big win, a very, very good win as well, 26-10 over the defending champion All Flakes side. They showed their ability to play a full 80 minutes and will surely be a tough team to put down this season. And this is the team that they have selected for this matchup for round 5 against the EXETER Chiefs. Oliver Bowles will be at loose head with Grant Morris at hooker and Isaac Visore on the tight head side. Michael Shepherd will partner up with George Withers in the locking partnership, with Carlos Pereira, James Wanyama and Michael Joseph, the Guardians' back row. Into the back line, Goncalo Vasco Costa will start at scrum half and he will partner Lewis Gardner in the halves combination with Gardner at number 10. Kieran Jones and Heston Gardner will form a very experienced and dangerous midfield pairing with a very impressive Asher Antonio on the left wing. Daniel Visore will line up on the right, and it will be Rita Elias in the number 15 jumper for the Guardians as they look to make their way up from 6th spot and into those dangerous top 4 positions. Trying to stop them from advancing their way up the leaderboard will be the EXETER Chiefs, and we spoke about it at the start briefly. This is a team with a very unlucky draw to kick off their season this year. They've played the Corn Flakers, they've played Leinster, they've played the Pacific Toa, they've played the All Flakes, and now they go up against the Guardians of the Crib. The only team they haven't faced yet are the Celtic Dragons, and I'm sure they will probably be coming up in round number 6. The team has really suffered quite drastically. They've pushed a few teams to the brink, but they've been unable to turn any of them into victories. The last time they played out, of course, they didn't really fight back at all, going down 31-7 to the All Flakes and 33-7 to the Pacific Toa the round before. Their team is unchanged. They will go with Ben Moon, Jack Kendall and Harry Williams in their front row. Johnny Hill and Tom Price will be in the second row with Sam Simmons, Matt Kevstich and David Hughes at number 8. In the back line, the former Wallaby Nick White will start at scrum half, and Joe Simmons will partner him in the number 10 jumper. Sam Hill and Ian Witten will be in midfield with Tom O'Flaherty, the danger man, on the left wing. Jack Nolan, another one, on the right. And what a trio this is as well, with Stuart Hogg at the back for the EXETER Chiefs. The personnel is there. The execution has been far from desirable from the EXETER Chiefs so far this season. Well, the two sides ready to get the game underway. The introductions are done. The two teams on halfway with Stuart Hogg for the EXETER Chiefs in the black, playing the blue and white of the Guardians of the Crib, and we are underway. Round 5 of the Global Rugby Challenge has kicked off as Oliver Bowles takes the first hit up of the game, just outside the 22 of the Guardians. Looking for someone to run some ball away. Lewis Gardner eventually does get it. Gardner makes one tackle. Gardner with a harbour break throws the forward pass. And the EXETER Chiefs come away with it. And an early chance puts some points on the board as well. They swing very left side. There's a good break in for Kevstich. Kevstich going, finding room on the inside. O'Flaherty got in the corner. Puts a little grubber O'Flaherty, but it'll beat the ball to touch. Tom O'Flaherty should have kept it in hand. All he had to beat was the cover defence of the back row. But he went instead for the little grubber kick in behind. It found no success, only the dead ball line, and now a chance for Gardner to hack this way. Lewis Gardner kicks long and chasing hard. There is Jones. It's popped back into the Chiefs. Get him a run on as well for breaking half doors. Who else but Kevstich again? But this time it's turned over. Morris with a good play. The hooker getting heavily involved to bring the ball back to the Guardians of the Crib. Here is Costa, finding Morris himself, finds one, Kieran Jones, here he is, the big man, trundling through the middle. Such a capable, skillful player as Kieran Jones. Costa runs, Gardner, now wide for Shore, Beckham field to Withers, George Withers down the touchline, the chase comes in, they won't stop him, no, he stopped himself. George Withers goes in touch, trying to keep away from Harry Williams. Wow, remarkable stuff there. Withers should be celebrating the opening try, but instead it is a 5-metre line out to the Exeter Chiefs. Solid defence too from the Guardians. They go into midfield and it is eventually kicked away from Sam Hill, and Elias has a long way to go back. Now he's on it, he turns and looks to return the ball as well. Great tackle, what a chase there from the Chiefs. And that is great work to keep the ball alive in the opposition half as they've floated it out to the left-hand side. It's being left to no one. Pereira comes away with it, but backwards they go. It's again the Exeter Chiefs really defend well. Antonio, away to Morris, trying to be a bit deceptive. Lewis Gardner's the one that's got that play away beautifully. Kicked long, chase comes in from Kieran Jones. Bowers is there as well. O'Flaherty in the corner, and he is hammered. Big tackle, Kieran Jones. And the Guardians pile on in, try to put the pressure on. They look short side, Nick White, and he is pummeled into touch. Big play, big tackle from Goncalo Vasco Costa. The two number 9s going at war there. It's now it is the Guardians with a chance inside the 22 of the Chiefs. Shepherd misses it. Withers has another go, and it's gone high. And the referee, no hesitation, yellow card. Wow, there was absolutely no hesitation at all from the referee, and the yellow card will go to Sam Simmons. And a penalty in the 22 for the Guardians of the Crib, and they are unsurprisingly taking the option of the 3. Well, they have a good kicker in the seat. We know all about what Lewis Gardner can offer. And he's almost a sure thing to pop over the points here in this opportunity. The kick is good. And Gardner adds the first points of the game. It is finally something on the board, and it's 3-0. The Guardians of the Crib over the Exeter Chiefs. Well, no Simmons, that's Sam for the next 10 minutes of this game. And Captain Heston Gardner gave the call for 3. And Lewis obliges. Here is Withers, who should have been still, or go on about it, celebrating the first try of the game. Bowers, Heston Gardner, short to Pereira. They're getting real approaches on that short ball of the Guardians. Wanyama's out wide. Wanyama's put down a good tackle, couldn't find the supporting numbers. Here's the pick and go from Antonio, away to Pereira. Once more, he's all alone. Oh my word. Stuart Hogg has just hit him like a freight train. It's a shame we don't see this again, because that was one brutal tackle. There was no arms, it was high, and it was almost like a crossbody tackle from the fullback. And again, the two Gardeners combine their decision to look for another 3 points. Lewis on the 10-metre line, strikes it nicely enough. The wind holds it up in the sky, but it's over! Oh yes, a brilliant kick from Lewis Gardner. And the lead is doubled now, 6 points to 0. Doing it in penalties, but getting the job done. 32 minutes gone here, still no Sam Simmons, he's in the bin. And Stuart Hogg will get the game back underway. And it's a deep one again. Pereira turns it back in for Lewis Gardner, who steps one. Oh no, another high tackle. Gardner is up, Gardner's tapped, Gardner's gone again. He's got support on his right. Who else but Daniel Fasore? And the speedster on the right will finally get a little bit of reward. The Guardians score, and try number 1 finally comes our way. We've been waiting for almost a full half to get any sort of reward to the fans. There's the pass straight after the tap. Lewis Gardner says, I'm not kicking another 3. This one's even further out. He tapped, he took off, And the support play, the quick thinking here of Daniel Fisore certainly was the catalyst for this try. Great chase though, Nick White kept up with speed. But that is a killer blow, a big, big play from the Guardians. That'll put that massive pressure now with the man in the bin. Simmons will be due back, I'd imagine. His team has conceded 11 points. And of course the conversion still to come with the hot shooting Lewis Gardner. And of course, unsurprisingly, much more in his range. You'll be happy with that. It's another 2. It's 13 points to 0. The Guardians over the Chiefs. And here he comes. Sam Simmons back on the field. Boy, oh boy, you've just conceded 13 unanswered points where you've been in the bin. And that really is a killer play to the Chiefs' chances. Stuart Hogg, though, continues to fight on as he kicks back underway. Down to Withers. Finds Costa, who tries to take on the biggest size mismatch he can find and loses pretty promptly. Shepherd to Gardner. Here's Wanyama again. Wanyama's through now himself. Finds a pass to Kieran Jones.
Release.
And almost a money play there. Here is Fisore. Well, he's just thumped that upfield. It's good cover at the back here from Hogg. He has popped it back to Noel. And Jake Noel, well, really, aimlessly kicks this one downfield into the 22 of the Guardians. Kieran Jones goes back to Elias. Oh, Elias is running into trouble here. Big trouble for the Guardians. You've got to kick those out. Morris gets the ball and will be coming back for the penalty. That was suicide rugby from Elias at the back. He really had to chance his arm. And why didn't he just kick it out? I'm not quite sure. The referee deems there will be no chance to play on that penalty by the Exeter Chiefs. So we head to half time with a scoreline dominantly in favour of the Guardians of the Crib. 13 points to 0. All the ball in favour of the Guardians. But maybe surprising, but it's been kickoff and points so far from the Guardians. So the Exeter Chiefs have actually played a good portion of this matchup down in the Guardians' half. Otherwise, though, it's been one-way traffic. Look at that tackle count. 12 with the Guardians, 37 by the Chiefs, and 5 line breaks to 1. Their bottom row does tell the full tale, though. 3 high tackles, resulting in 2 penalty goals and a quick tap runaway try. The only one so far to Daniel Fisore. Well, things can only get better now for the Exeter Chiefs, surely. Down by 13 points. The wind is now against them. They've got to play some rugby. Underway we go for the second half, and it's kicked down long from Lewis Gardner. And the Exeter Chiefs are looking to rumble their way back, and it is through David Lewis who finds them to the 22. Pick and go from Simmons. Joe Simmons doesn't find a way through that little gap. Now they swing it to the right, and it's Jack Endall who is all alone isolated. And a goal penalty! Oh, the Guardians just too hot! Too hot in attack, too hot in defence, and they just can't handle the Chiefs. Easy 3 points on offer here. Heston Gardner has absolutely no hesitation. On the 22, right in front of the sticks. He could throw it over from here, Lewis Gardner. This is how easy it is. Pop that lead up another 3. Scoreboard pressure continues to mount for the Exeter Chiefs, who just cannot link up 2 phases together. Constantly going back to halfway. That is 3 penalties and the converted try so far for the Guardians of the Crib. As Stuart Hogg gets the game back underway, a ball down to Wanyama. And he takes on contact straight away. Costa spots a little hole, throws it over his head. It's gone straight to O'Flaherty, though not the man you really want to give an open ball to. And his offload is nicely popped inside, and then Witten's gone down. Oh, an injury to the Chiefs. I said at half time it couldn't get any worse, but I am afraid I've lied. In Witten goes, and on will come Dolman to replace him at outside centre. And that is a big blow for the Chiefs, but the positive sign here for them is they get a set-piece opportunity from the scrum. Nick White will feed. And it's just outside the 22, and it's a really good spot here, and a good late shove Gets the Chiefs on the front foot. They quickly double cut out pass to Noel. And he's gone inside. And it's been knocked on from Jack Hendel. It just does not click for the Exeter Chiefs. Here is Isaac for Shorey. Now he looks to his left side for Asher Antonio. It was an average pass and it's going to be a turnover as well. Now more chances? No. For the Exeter Chiefs, does not come their way. Of course, they knocked it on. Not enough advantage play.
Crouch.
Calls the referee.
Bind.
And we will back down for another scrum
Set.
here, just outside the Guardians 22. Fed in. Oh, and a big shove from the Chiefs as well. This is one area they have dominated. 2 scrums, and they have absolutely packed a punch. Wide to O'Flaherty. Puts a little grubber. It's easily dealt with. A wasted chance there from Tom O'Flaherty on the left wing. And it falls to Antonio, who hacks us into touch. He was the first man in the breakdown. And it's probably not his best effort of a kick. But he's come a long way. And he's given his side a little bit of breathing space. 20 metres, if you're going to be exact. Jack Hendel to throw. Puts it in nicely to the middle. Tom Price. Here's Simmons. Out wide and Dolman. Dolman running. Cuts it back in field. We see more from Dolman. The man from winning the whole game. Simmons to the line. Simmons going over. No, he's just short. Turned over Wanyama. He spilt the ball. And it's picked up again from the Exeter Chiefs. Well, Joe Simmons, the spark that the Chiefs need, is it? They come out right inside. Big chance to score, and they have. Try to the Exeter Chiefs. Simple play. Stepping inside. And the try is scored. Who grabbed it? That's the question. Didn't see it. It's Dolman. Oh, what impact off the bench from Phil Dolman. Have a look at this great play from the replacement. Hits it in this gap. Bang. Takes the tackle. But the absolute momentum to carry in the tackle of Antonio was enough to get him over. Harry Williams almost got it there himself. But it was a great play from Joe Simmons. Beautifully to Dolman. And that combination flourishing already. A line break and now a try between Simmons and Dolman. Why wasn't he starting earlier in this season? Seems to be the spark that lacked from Ian Whitten in the 13 jumper. 62 gone, and here is Simmons to convert the try. He created it. All from some big defence that caused the drop ball from James Wanyama. And it's 16-7. This game is far from done. Another quick try here for the Exeter Chiefs, and it is well and truly game on. Still just over a quarter of an hour still to play, which is plenty of time to score a couple of tries. As a fine stick down Dolman again, and he gets room on the outside for Jack Noel. Jack Noel down the wing. Noel with one to beat, but a big tackle play at the back from the Lions. Oh, and a penalty as well. Noel was so hot there down the wing, no one could keep up with them. And a penalty to the Guardians of the Crib will set them another chance for another 3 points. And if the Wyndham is back now, you would certainly back the boots of Lewis Gardner to get this one done. Into the wind was a bit of a struggle, but now confidence should fill his boots. Almost at halfway. Lewis Gardner strikes, and Lewis Gardner scores. Huge kick from the Guardians fly half, but he's made them all count. He has been flawless tonight as the Guardians kick their way to what seems to be a probable victory. Hogg back underway again, a short one this time, and it is nicely taken from Pereira. And now this Joseph runs it forward. Here is Morris. Needs some help from friends. If he can find some wide jumpers, he gets them eventually. Here's Costa. Back to Withers. We still go on about their missed tries. Here's Bowers. Well, around there from Bowers. Gets it to Antonio. Antonio dribbles down the sideline. He's been one down, but Shepherd will be stopped in his tracks. Where's the advantage? Michael Shepherd thought all his Christmases had come at once then. Insult to injury now as Lewis Gardner is racking up the points here. Only 5 are not his as he lines up another penalty goal. Well, I feel sorry for Michael Shepherd. He was putting in the full lumber yards there to get to that kick from his left winger Asher Antonio. Lewis Gardner adds another 3. It's up to 22, but there's only been one try apiece. This has been a commanding display against a very, very reckless Exeter Chiefs side. 5 minutes remain. That means 10 have gone by, and we've seen 2 penalties for the Guardians. Here is Withers. And he might lose his pill here. It's a big shove from the Chiefs. It's a very good play from the Chiefs in the breakdown. They'll pick and go. Hindle back inside to Price. Takes out 3 defenders. And there's a bit of a tussle here to keep hold of this ball. Does so well though. Harry Williams will pick and go. To the short side he goes, looking for the pass to wide. Turnover from Morris. Scrolls it out to Antonio. Back to Pereira. Now, where's the link-up play? Finds Vasore, but he's run down. Right on the 10-metre line now. Costa, wide for Pereira. Floats one out. Beautiful to Kieran Jones. Jones tries to force his way through, but he's equal to it from his opposite number, Dolman. Quick ball out from Joseph. Oh, Joseph! Michael Joseph running, stepping, can't get past Hogg. Into the 22 they go now. Heston Gardner, the captain. Short side run! Gardner will score! Second try! What a flurry to finish! Penalties, penalties, penalties! But a bit of explosiveness at the end. The captain scores, but his decision-making has been the key to this win from the Guardians. Great break there from Michael Joseph. And then Heston Gardner picked up, saw all the space down the blind side, and he beat the one cover defender who was trying to come across. No chance. The Chiefs defended wide, and Heston Gardner, a man of his smarts, just had to get around Nick White. Did so easily. And all White could do was shepherd him to the sideline, and he did that very nicely. Experience, rugby smarts they call it, from Heston Gardner. And look out, he's at it again. It's Lewis Gardner to convert the try. It's been the Gardner show, that's been for sure. As he converts one this time from the right-hand side, steps in, strikes it nicely, and adds another 2. Beautifully floats it between the uprights, and a successful try is converted. 29 points to 7. A similar story to the last 2 rounds for the Exeter Chiefs. 30-odd points has been the margin, and they've only managed to grab 1 try in their last 3 matches. The Guardians of the Crib, though, they took full toll of some very poor discipline. And the Exeter Chiefs fade away to another fairly heavy loss. It was only 2 tries to 1. Heston Gardner and, of course, Daniel Fasure off the quick tap from Lewis Gardner as well. Dolman got the 1 try. Phil Dolman had a very big impact off the bench after the injury to Ian Whitten. I wonder if we'll see either of those 2 guys in future for the Exeter Chiefs. Of course, that was converted by Joe Simmons, and the midpoint score was 16-7. And for the Exeter Chiefs, with their tails up, it looked like we could have a finish on our hands. But step up, the consistent goal-kicking prowess of Lewis Gardner. You can see it on the left side at the bottom there. 5 penalty goals. That is 15 points of easy scores. Just get over halfway and Lewis will pop him over. Flawless from the tee, 2 conversions, 5 penalty goals, a 19-point haul from Lewis. And of course it was assisted from Heston with the other one. And that is how you win rugby games. You got to do it with the opportunities that are presented to you. And between Heston and Lewis, the captain and the goal kicker, they had a plan fully executed tonight. Having a look at the stats, and it has been pretty much a dominated game from the Guardians. The Exeter Chiefs had a wee spell around the Dolman try that really did put them in lights. When they only trailed by that 9-point margin, it looked like they may fight their way back and make for a very exciting finish. But as we spoke about, the kicking of Gardner was certainly a joy to behold in today's fixture. The handling errors were rife for the Guardians as well, and the line breaks certainly evened up with the Exeter Chiefs. Made 3 second-half breaks to just 4 from the Guardians. Both sides, though, shouldn't be too pleased with a couple of stats here. Handling errors from the Guardians, high tackles from the Chiefs, and of course not releasing the breakdown. They got pinged way too many times for those. But 29-7, great result for the Guardians, and they continue the trend of thumping the Exeter Chiefs, which of course gets round 5 off to a high scoring start. We can see the Guardians of the Crib was the opening game of round 5, a 29-7 win over the Exeter Chiefs, as you just witnessed. Then the second game of the round was the Glasgow Warriors, 35-15 over Saracens. That's actually quite a hefty thumping there as well. The next game of the round will be the All Flakes at home up against the Celtic Dragons. Then the Flakers will take on Clermont, Toa, Toulouse, and then Leinster versus the Crusaders will round out round 5 with some very interesting matchups there. It wasn't a bonus point win for the Guardians of the Crib, so with their 3 wins, their 4 games, they sit with 2 bonus points, which should be fairly pleasing from their results so far. They climb up a couple of spots now, leapfrogging over Leinster and the Glasgow Warriors into 4th position, right behind the Flakers, just 1 point adrift of 3rd position. Further up though, still the Toa on 18, the Haguadas on 17, and look down the bottom, the 2 teams that meet next are 9th and 10th. It is the Celtic Dragons versus the All Flakes, and that is going to be an absolute humdinger of a matchup as well. Look at the points differential between them as well, 0 and 1, and the 2 teams struggling for wins and bonus points, and the Celtic Dragons 2 draws, very, very bizarre from them this season. The Exeter Chiefs sit at the foot, of course. They've had 5 games and 5 losses alongside Toulouse and Saracens, surprisingly, to see those 3 sides down at the bottom. But of course Toulouse have got a bonus point so far. That's where the table stands though. The Toa still the team to beat. The Flakers and the Guardians making their way up the table now. And of course the next match coming your way will be the All Flakes versus the Celtic Dragons. That is going to be one hell of a matchup. You cannot miss it. So make sure you tune in to the team naming, which will be coming very, very soon. And then following that, about 24 hours afterwards, will be the big clash between the All Flakes and the Dragons. Of course, we've got a match going live for a premiere every Sunday night, 8 p.m. New Zealand time. If you want to tune in and have a chat during the match with everyone watching, make sure to tune into those, as well as check out the comments for everyone's thoughts on player of the match, and of course the best of each and every round as well. We're into a new round here, round 5, and our second game coming very, very soon. Thank you all for tuning and watching. Hope you enjoyed the series so far, and I'll see you for the All Flakes versus the Dragons. Until then, take care.